If you are refinancing or purchasing and acquiring a mortgage of any kind, stop unless you ask yourself this question. How long will I realistically keep this loan? These are real clients that go through scenarios with me using a Borrow Genius report, and it changes everything. The critical error that people are making is they don't factor in the time frame when they're chasing low interest rates. We talked about this. The number one pitfall that people have is chasing the lowest interest rate, which has higher upfront costs and a longer break-even point. So let's get to work. I'm going to show you a scenario here. This gentleman right here was refinancing his house. Now he wanted to bring in his escrow. So that's why you see funds at closing is $6,200. The difference between what he thought he wanted, a rate in the high fives, and what he selected, a rate in the low sixes, was an 8-year break even. It was almost a $7,900 mistake. So when we ran the numbers on this, we wanted to make sure we put this together right. Let me do a little math for you. Here we got at 5.875, the actual cost of that loan was going to be about $8,400. Well, if you took 6.125, it would be about $500. So that's a difference in $7,900. The difference in the monthly payment, by the way, between 5.875 and 6 1/8 was only $81. Well, shoot, if you take $8,000, you divide by 80, how many months is it going to take? It's 100. That's 8 years. So it was not cheaper for him to chase that low interest rate unless he felt like nothing in the market was going to change over the course of the next 8 years. And a lot of times what we see happening, and lenders hate me for this, but here's why it gets so insanely expensive when doing a refinance, is oftentimes they don't go through the options. So it's just whatever. My lender said this was the best option, but what it's doing is it's missing the side-by-side analysis, and they're focusing on things that aren't truly as important in your accumulation of wealth. So what you want to do is you want to be able to say things like, hey, listen, if I get this refinance, what are the total closing costs? What are the actual costs to get this loan? I don't want to know the difference between, what my new escrow balance was necessarily and what we're looking at as far as the payment that's going to be made. What I want to know is, what are you charging me for it? In this scenario, the cost to this borrower when we closed him was $485. And what that was is obviously the loan is underwritten, it's processed, there's credit, there's new title work, and we need to re-record the note and the deed. However, of the $4,000 in upfront costs, he got a $3,500 credit because he took 6.125. Well, that's going to save him $110,000 in interest and $114,000 over the life of the loan. So listen, when you're putting these things together, it's really important that you understand the differences, and you want two things. Truly, all you need to do is ask for a Borrow Genius report. But one is you want to see the break even between the 3 different interest rates with the exact same program. So I'm looking at, hey, I want to bring $6,000 to the closing table. I want to see 3 different interest rates. And I want to see the break even between those 3 interest rates against each other, which can be done on one simple form put together here. And you can look at it. Hey, check this out. Long versus medium, 5.875 versus 5.99 is almost a decade. What a horrible decision this was to chase the low interest rate. Why do banks push low interest rates? They're more profitable. The average lifespan of a loan, even during COVID, it's stretching because a lot of people are locked down in the 2s and 3s. But the reality is, in general, historically, other than the anomaly of COVID, it's less than 7 years. So look, if this guy took this interest rate and 7 years from now, he refinanced. By the way, this is a purchase transaction. He bought his house 2 years ago, came back and refinanced it because rates got lower. So when we look at this, he would lose $1,100 in 7 years if he was trying to chase low interest rates. We're not sure these rates are going to stay as high as they are a year from now. So why would you lose $8,000 up front just to save $80 a month? All right. Then when we look at this scenario and where he's got what he's doing here, his current loan is 6.875. He's got almost 30 years left, 29, because he just did this. I said 2 years, it was 1 year ago. And now we're going to spin it back to 30 because it's only 1 year. And he's going to save $434 a month, which this guy is smart. He's going to take this $434, he's going to dump it into his portfolio with his financial planner because, hey, that's an extra $5,000 a year that can help him retire younger with more money. So where it gets expensive is by chasing those lower interest rates. He literally, there's some stupid rule of thumb that says, hey, it's only worth it if you can drop your interest rate 1%. Well, that's truly just not the case. In his scenario, he certainly could do something and save a lot of money. And why wouldn't he do so, right? So we want to make sure we've got the timeline correct. We also want to make sure that we're looking at all of these things side by side so we can get the short versus long. So we're not ignoring the horizon. And we can get the real costs of what this is going to look like. In this scenario, we know that his payoff, as I'd mentioned in every video so far, but this is your first one, the payoff is your loan balance today is higher than it was yesterday because another day of interest was added. So when you look at it, by the time we funded this loan, his $800,000 balance is going to be $804,000. Sorry. Then when we look at these closing costs, I already discussed them. He is going to waive his escrows. He's not going to have his escrows as part of his mortgage, so he just has the interim interest on that loan. Then we've got the total payoff, closing costs, and prepaids, and he's going to bring in $6,000. Why $6,200? Because he wanted to bring that in, keep his loan amount lower, and his current monthly payment is $5,300 a month anyways. In doing this, the way it was set up, he closed on his loan, brought in $6,200. He's still going to get a refund of his escrow because that was on his own old mortgage statement. So it washes out. Then he didn't make a monthly payment. So he brought in the $6,200, but he saved $5,200 in a monthly payment. His net change in bank balance is still going to be a positive $4,500. We closed in November, no payment in December. Come January, boom, he's got his new payment of $4,862, and it's $434 less than what he's paying now. So the bottom line when I look at this, and this is why lenders hate me, is because the lender said it was the best option without even providing the options and without showing the math. So it's very important that you understand the break even. It's very important that you understand the costs. It's very important that you see how banks make thousands, tens of thousands of dollars by people not going through the options. So upload a statement, upload it to refi-smart.com, send it over to me, and make sure, regardless of where you get your financing, you get a Borrow Genius report so you can see the math and you can make an educated decision.